Y'all know what time it is.
No charcoal grills are allowed.
I'm white. I got you, Carl.
Illegally selling water without a permit
on my property.
Whoa! Hey!
You don't live here.
I'm uncomfortable.
So there are a whole bunch of crazy, deranged white conservatives in America who are losing their minds over mask mandates. Oh my God, they just can't tolerate these things. Well, in Franklin, Tennessee, which is the richest city in Tennessee, last night there was a school board meeting. And there were doctors that testified, medical doctors that testified at the school board meeting about a mask mandate. Watch these yahoos after the meeting. But the woman, the credit of the person.
Everybody's taking notes, buddy. Keep that little smug. Yeah.
Good kind job, you boys do protecting us. Really, I'll give you a try. Put it back on.
Put that mask back on.
Put your mask on.
Kids stuck in that bacteria. How you like that? We know who you are. We know who you are.
Keep it calm.
No more masks.
Keep it calm. Keep it calm.
No more masks.
We're on these guys' side. They're on our side.
No, they're not. They're not on our side.
The police are on our side. The police are on our side. Let's calm down.
Yes.
Calm down. We know who you are. We know who you are. You can leave freely, but we will find you, and we know who you are.
You will never be allowed in public again. You will never be allowed. You never let him be allowed in public again.
Hey, sir. I know who you are. Let him out. Let's let him out. Let him out.
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out.
Keep it calm. Everybody back up. Please. Everybody back up. Back up. Back up. I'm back, man. I'm on your side.
Please, back up.
I'm a parent.
Give me a lane for a child.
Peace.
You're good.
Peace.
Let him in peace.
Peace. Be easy. Everyone. Peace. Peace. Peace, but we know who you are. You know who you are.
Folks, did you see that? That was a reporter for the Tennessean. Her name was Allison. She posted that video. We'll get her full name in a second. Natalie Allison. Do you hear them saying there, Georgia, we know who you are? We're coming after you? I mean, they were, and I'm trying to understand. You got cops standing right there. Those are threats being made.
Yeah, and I feel like if that would have been a crowd full of Black parents or Black people, there definitely would have been some arrests made due to those threats and the aggression that was shown, the way that these individuals swarmed in front of this doctor's car. And, you know, to me, it just makes me wonder, you know, what is it about wearing a mask that make these people this angry? And on the other side of that, I'm absolutely terrified for parents who have children under 12, as we are seeing employers now requiring parents to go back to work. That means that little ones are going to be back in daycares. They're going to be in preschool. They're going to be in kindergarten, first grade classrooms. And so what's going to happen then when you have groups of small children who are not vaccinated and potentially are exposed to the virus. I mean, I think, are starting to see the ingredients for a huge disaster. And not only do we have to try to mitigate the exposure that our children are going to be at risk of going back into the classrooms and going into daycares as parents go back to work, but now we have to figure out not only how to combat the virus, but how to combat white supremacy, Karenism, et cetera. So we're fighting a lot here, and it's just unfortunate that we can't count on the law enforcement who were clearly there to do their job and enforce the law.
I mean, that is beyond sick, Monique, and apparently they were there at the behest of this idiot right here, Clay Travis of Fox News. He was one of the, matter of fact, I'm going to play this video. This is this idiot, Clay Travis, again, Outkick, Fox News, a white male conservative. This is the guy who Jason Whitlock partnered with when he left Fox Sports. That gives you an indication how trash Jason Whitlock is. But this took place, and it was Travis who ginned this all up. I called him an asshole on Twitter. I have no problem saying it again, because this is what happens when you're trying to become the next Rush Limbaugh.
Good evening. I'm Clay Travis. I have 2 kids in Williamson County Public Schools, 5th grader and a 1st grader, and you all should be ashamed of the choices that you are about to make. We teach our kids that facts matter. That's why they go to school. The facts are these: masks don't work. There isn't a single scientific data that has ever proven that masks work. Also, let's talk about risk analysis, which is the key. I feel bad for all these people walking around in masks, engaging in cosmetic theater, thinking that they are making a difference against COVID. They aren't. Here's the truth. Our kids, under 25-year-old, 1 in a million chance that they are going to die of COVID. They are more likely to be struck by lightning. They are more likely to be struck by lightning. They are more likely to die of the seasonal flu. Have any of you ever mandated masks for the seasonal flu? Well, shame on you, because every kid in Williamson County schools has been under more danger from the seasonal flu every year than they are for COVID. I would tell every parent here, don't let your kids wear masks.
So all those idiots, 1 in a million. I bet not one of them want their kid to be that 1 in a million, Monique.
Right. So, and that was the only thing he said that was accurate. All of the rest of it about the fact that masks don't work, that's not true. That you aren't safer wearing them than not, that's not true. That children, really, we're looking at the numbers of pediatric cases, pediatric hospital cases now spiking. And so that's like saying, because they're not going to die from it, we're good with them having it. What rational parent, what parent who's actually thinking about the welfare of their family member thinks along those terms? My children would not die of measles, mumps, or rubella, but that doesn't mean that I want them to have it just because the chances are slim that they would die from it. It's all absurd. But what strikes me more so than that is the whims of the crowd, the way that our citizens can be manipulated, that our country really is just a few Jim Joneses away from being a dictatorship where everyone is following not their own interests, but the interests of another, and they are sacrificing their own well-being, their lives, their finances, their education, their stability, their health, all for the sake of a dear leader. And for anyone who thought that that could not happen in this country because of the way that we were founded, you need to wake up and pay attention and see that it is happening. Are they the minority? Yes. but the numbers are large enough that we all should be more than concerned.
Well, here's the thing that that's a trip, Robert. So this idiot, Clay Travis, posted this. These are the people who couldn't get into the meeting. Watch this. Well, Robert, I sure hope none of those rich white folks in Franklin, Tennessee, have to bury their children because of their sheer stupidity.
You see, Roland, this is a perfect Glock 43 situation. That's going to be your subcompact. That's going to be something smaller than, a Glock 19 or a Glock 17 that you can fit in for concealed carry. So you can either have it in an abdomen holster or you can even have it in a small handbag or purse for a situation like this. Now, can I implore people to do not get an extended clip or extended magazine for a subcompact pistol, because with a 30-round magazine that's bigger than the pistol itself. Just train enough where you know how to do a proper switch of your magazine, so if you need to reload, you can do it in an expeditious period of time. But when people start, I
don't know what the hell you talking about. But go ahead.
You're gonna need to.
I have no idea what the hell you talking about.
Look, Roland. If your car gets surrounded by a bunch of crazy MAGA saying that we know where you're at and what you're gonna do and how they're gonna get you, get yourself a nice Glock 43 to keep yourself safe. But those folks are crazy.
All we doing is hitting the gas pedal. Go ahead.
Well, I think it's
hold on. I'm just saying, surround my big ass Navigator. Okay, trust me. I'm gonna put a Lincoln imprint in the middle of your chest. Go ahead.
Well, look, we're dealing with a group of people who are disconnected from reality. When he says masks don't work, remember earlier this year when we had a mask mandate and then we got rid of it presumptively because we thought everybody was going to get vaccinated? What happened the minute we got rid of the mask mandate? All of a sudden, you got 100,000 people a day being infected with COVID. That's the empirical evidence that you need. These people are completely separated from reality. They see this as a cultural war issue. They see this as an oppressive tyranny, Marxist state trying to take their liberty away from them. This is all they have left to fight for. So we are in a very tenuous period of time where these folks will storm the Capitol. They will storm school board meetings over CRT that they don't understand. They'll storm the schools over mask mandates just because somebody doesn't want to. Even the kid isn't going to die from COVID. He might infect the janitor or the school resource worker or the lunch lady or an administrator or someone along those lines, or he might catch it at school and bring it back home and kill grandma. So these people are disconnected from every bit of reality or objective fact, and we have to make sure we are prepared as a community in case these folks get another January 6th in mind now on a national level.
I'm telling you, I'm just looking at these crazies here, and that's what they are, and I am happy to see Georgia. I am happy to see school districts. The Houston Independent School District, the Dallas Independent School District, the Austin Independent School District, Broward County in Florida. I'm happy to see these school districts telling Governor Greg Abbott of Texas and Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida to go to hell when it comes to them and their mask mandates. They're saying, no, we're going to require it and take your executive order and shove it.
Yeah, I think it's the smartest thing to do in order to keep our children safe. And we know, historically speaking, just because something is legal doesn't mean that it's right. And so even though we can't count on some of our governors and mayors to do the right thing, parents need to lean into the fact that they have a choice. They have a choice to homeschool. They have a choice to request distance learning, but also a choice to speak out. And so I am glad to hear some people speaking up against this crazy rhetoric that it looks like so many people are getting behind. And what it tells me is that white privilege is important to so many white Americans, and this to me is white privilege, not at its finest, but definitely on full display.
I'm telling you, Monique, these folk here, so now they've shifted from critical race theory now to no mask, fight it. I mean, you got folks like Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw and Senator Rand Paul telling these people resist, fight. I'm like, these people, I mean, I'm talking about just absolutely out of their minds, absolutely out of their minds.
Right, and they were always there. It's just that they were drowned out by the noise of rational thinking people. Trump brought the fringe to the main stage. And so now in that space that has been created, we see all of the Clays of the world and, you know, the Tuckers of the world and whoever battling for the control of the vapid headspace of millions of Americans who really will eat sand and think that it is water.
Yeah, and see the thing, and the thing, Robert, these people are so dumb and gullible. They don't even realize that people like Clay Travis, all they're doing is trying to build their name off of their sheer ignorance. I mean, that's the other deal.
Oh, then just think about it logically also. If you're working for Fox as a journalist, you're vaccinated. They sent out an email a couple weeks ago. You got to be vaccinated to come back to work.
Not just vaccinated. They have not been in the facility. That's why when you watch these shows in the 5 boxes, because they ain't on set.
And then if you are in studio, you have to wear a mask the entire time you're inside. So while you're going to these poor rural communities, telling them to fight back against these oppressive mask mandates, when you're doing your job and getting your paycheck, they are ensuring they are following every health and safety protocol, and you are completely inoculated. It's the worst case of demagoguery that I think we see often. About a month ago, Tucker Carlson did a commentary where he said if you see a child wearing a mask, that's child abuse, call the authorities on them. And you heard at the beginning of that clip, somebody said, well, if a child has to wear a mask, that's child abuse. They are repeating these messages they hear in conservative media. They've been completely bought and sold into these conspiratorial ideas. They believe that the vaccine gives you microchips. They believe that the mask are a sign of totalitarianism. They believe that critical race theory is teaching kids to hate white people. These are a very dangerous group, and we have to work on counter messaging them to hopefully bring some of them back to reality. But we just need to be prepared for the remainder.
Crazy and deranged.
Back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
Seek.com, we are partnering with them, of course. We appreciate their support right here on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Check out a couple of their products that you can take advantage of.
And you're watching us on Seek.
What's going on? This Quavo Huncho. Right now you in the Huncho's world.
Please let the music play.
Enjoy the Seek.com video by using one of their virtual reality headsets. All you do is just pop your phone right here into the VR headset and enjoy the content. You can also take advantage of their 360-degree headphones. These headphones here come in a couple of colors, black and gold, but then also all gold. And so you can check these out. If you want to use our promo code to get a discount, it's RMVIP21, RMVIP21. Then, of course, a portion of the proceeds comes back to Roland Martin Unfiltered, which allows for us to fund the show. And so this is a black-owned company, and we certainly believe in supporting black-owned companies. Mary Spiel is the founder. And so, again, go to Seek.com and use the promo code RMVIP21.